Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, Russia, USSR, now St. Petersburg, Russia. He didn't come from a rich background, and his childhood was quite tough. He studied law at Leningrad State University, where his tutor was Anatoly Sobchak, later one of the leading reform politicians of the Perestroika period. Putin served 15 years as a foreign intelligence officer for the KGB, Committee for State Security, including 6 years in Dresden, East Germany. In 1990, he retired from active KGB service with the rank of lieutenant colonel and returned to Russia to become prorector of Leningrad State University with responsibility for the institution's external relations. Soon afterward, Putin became an advisor to Sobchak, the first democratically elected mayor of St. Petersburg. He quickly won Sobchak's confidence and became known for his ability to get things done. In 1996, Putin moved to Moscow, where he joined the presidential staff as deputy to Pavel Borodin, the Kremlin's chief administrator. Putin grew close to fellow Leningrader Anatoly Chubai and moved up in administrative positions. In July 1998, President Boris Yeltsin made Putin director of the Federal Security Service, FSB, the KGB's domestic successor, and shortly thereafter he became secretary of the influential Security Council. Putin has served as president 1999 to 2008 and 2012 of Russia and as the country's prime minister 1999 and 2008 to 12. Intent on restoring Russian might following the collapse of the Soviet Union, he has launched several military campaigns, including an invasion of Ukraine, and helped usher in what's often described as a new Cold War. Meanwhile, he has steadily tightened his grip on power, persecuting political opponents, shuttering independent media outlets, and otherwise dismantling the country's nascent democracy. In recent years, Vladimir Putin has continued to play a significant role in global politics. Here are some key events and developments. Chechen War. Putin had already been appointed prime minister when Russia launched the Second Chechen War in October 1999 in response to a series of deadly bombings on apartment blocks. The start of his presidency was shaped by the conflict in Russia's restive southern republic. Kursk submarine disaster. In August 2000, the Kursk submarine disaster left 118 crew members dead. Putin was sharply criticized at the time for his response to the disaster. Relations with Western leaders. In his first decade in office, Putin was on generally good terms with Western leaders despite his criticism of their foreign policy. G8 Summit. Russia hosted its first G8 summit in 2006, confirming its membership of the economic group. Prime Minister term. Under Russia's constitution, Putin could not stay on as president for a third consecutive term, so in 2008 he became prime minister for 4 years. Please note that this is a high-level summary and there might be more recent events or details not covered here. For the most up-to-date information, I recommend checking the latest news articles or reliable sources. Here is a more detailed overview of Russia in 2024. Politics. The year 2024 is significant for Russian politics due to the presidential election scheduled for March 17th. President Vladimir Putin is widely expected to secure a 5th term in office. Russia's political landscape is marked by increased war censorship, imprisonment of vocal critics, and the suppression of human rights activism. Economy. Despite sanctions, Russia's economy is predicted to grow by 2.6% in 2024. This growth is more than double the 1.1% growth in gross domestic product, GDP, predicted in October. However, the Russian economy is also facing potential economic instability and social consequences. Technology. Russia is making steady progress towards replacing foreign technology. The country is also investing in small modular reactors for nuclear energy, although it is currently playing catch-up with China and the US. Society. The Russian society is experiencing significant changes due to the ongoing war and the country's domestic policies. The living standards of the Russian people are expected to drop significantly due to the economic decline. Culture. The years 2024 and 2025 have been declared as the Russian-Chinese Years of Culture. Environment. Russia continues to face criticism for its environmental policies. Despite the broad scientific consensus that gas emissions from fossil fuels need to be drastically reduced, Russia marginally upped its oil and coal production in 2022. Military. Russia's military strength is ranked second out of 145 countries considered for the annual Global Firepower Review. The country is also facing international criticism for its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Please note that this information is based on the most recent data available and may change over time. For the most accurate and up-to-date information, it's always best to refer to reliable news sources or official announcements.